A few things, guys, and I thought I would share it with you. This is so cool. This is why I enjoy movies, because not only do I enjoy the story of the movie, I also enjoy going behind the scenes and learning about these movies. The movie that I got to see was 2013's American Hustle, which stars an all-star cast with Christian Bale, Bradley Cooper, Amy Adams, beautiful woman, Jeremy Renner, and Jennifer Lawrence. That is right. This is an all-star cast, and it is such. I found it so funny. And so Christian Bale, he plays the hustler. This whole movie is not. How can I say? It's inspired by the events of a true story, which actually did happen. The FBI did, in fact, team up with a con man to help find, politicians who were accepting bribes. And in this case, Jeremy Renner's character is inspired by a gentleman who was, in fact, a mayor of New Jersey, and he did accept bribes, not for selfish gain, but thought that, maybe this could help me, with my campaign in the sense of more jobs in New Jersey. We're not doing too good, so let's help out. So Jeremy Renner plays a Carmichael. He's the mayor of New Jersey, and Christian Bale's character, he plays a con man, and Amy Adams plays his partner in crime, lover, Sydney or Edith lady. Bradley Cooper is the power hungry, FBI agent that wants to make a name for himself. He recruits them, hey, you want out of the charges you did, you're going to have to help me out. And then you have Jennifer Lawrence, who just so happens to be playing Rosaline. And Rosaline happens to be the wife of Irvin, which is Christian Bale's character. Yeah. I learned a lot of things. So Robert De Niro happens to also be in this movie. And according from what I read, Robert De Niro did not recognize Christian Bale at all because he was decked out in full-blown makeup. He even had to ask the director, who is this chap? Who is this guy? Because he did get to meet Christian Bale prior to his being in the prosthetics and makeups and everything. But when he saw him again, he didn't know who the guy was and had asked him, who is this guy? He said, that's Christian Bale. Robert De Niro goes, there was no way in heck that's Christian Bale. I met the guy. That is not Christian Bale. And he couldn't believe, he says, like, wow, I was fooled. I was conned. He couldn't believe it. So the two actors had to reintroduce each other because Robert De Niro couldn't believe his eyes that he was, in fact, talking with Christian Bale because he didn't know it was him. It was the funniest thing. Also, the director, let me pull up his name because I can't remember the director's name. Here we go. The director's name, David O. Russell. So David O. Russell, when he created the film, well, he actually was in charge of writing it. He had allowed Christian Bale to improv. Not only improv, but he wrote all these characters with these actors in mind. So Rosaline, Jennifer Lawrence, Carmine. Oh, there we go. Carmine, Jeremy Renner. Irvin, Christian Bale, etc., etc. So he wrote all of these characters with these actors involved, and also wanted them to improvise. Christian Bale, he's a well-known actor. He's a great actor. He's a method actor. He did, in fact, went up to, David and told him, you do realize that's going to change the story. He goes, that's what I want. Christian Bale's like, all right. And so forth. Like I said, he wrote these characters all in mind. That Bradley Cooper, my God, he has such beautiful brown eyes. I didn't know he had blue eyes. I didn't know he had blue eyes. They're beautiful, piercing. Apparently, he said that the characters were there. So he said, the director said, make these characters put a little flair to it. It was Bradley Cooper's idea for his character to have a perm. And in the bathroom sequence, he has curlers that was helping him with the perm. He had asked the hairstylist to help him rehearse. Him and Christian Bale. In the beginning sequence, you see Christian Bale's character Irvin do his hair because he has a little bit of a bald spot. He said that both him and Bradley Cooper went up to the hairdresser and asked them, "How do I do this? I want to do it because it's more natural." They did this, rehearsed it so many times so that they can do it themselves to make it look natural, to make their characters more natural rather than, oh, well, they just put it there just to put it there. No, there's a reason for it. It, you know, it's crazy. Believe it or not, Christian Bale, he almost didn't get this role. So not only that, he almost lost the role of Exodus when he played Moses in Exodus. He almost lost that role because he put on so much weight for Irvin. And believe it or not, this is actually one of the movies where he goes, "I'm not abusing my body anymore. I don't want to wind up like Tom Hanks, who has gotten his fair share of body transformations, and unfortunately it has caused him to have diabetes, which is why in Elvis he says, "I'm not doing it." That's why they have him in like the makeup and the little pat suit and everything, because I'm not doing that. That actually caused me to have diabetes. With Christian Bale, like I said, he nearly lost the role of Exodus, and while he was there, he was actually losing the weight, which is why you kind of see certain parts of that movie, him fluctuating weight. Much like in Gone Girl with Ben Affleck, his weight was fluctuating because he was training for the film Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Yeah, I actually found that out. Cool. But Christian Bale said I think this was the last movie. Yeah, he said this was the last movie of him doing that to his body. He's like, "I'm no more doing that," Also, believe it or not, he almost wasn't able to play the main character. It seemed like due to scheduling conflicts with the movie that he had, there was a possibility he wasn't going to be able to play Irvin in the first place. That he was most likely going to play Bradley Cooper's character, the FBI agent, and that Bradley was going to play the main character, Irvin. But with the stroke of luck, he was able to finish that movie just in time, and the roles were switched back. It's amazing with that. It's like, this is a lot of information that is so neat. It is the coolest thing ever. Also, another thing was Jennifer Lawrence. She was in these expensive, beautiful dresses that complemented her body so well. Very, very well. Apparently, all of the dresses she was wearing did not survive of having a stain on her dress. It was like endless stains. I'm like, what? What is this girl? Apparently, she was eating something that she should not have eaten. So, I guess they had to, instead of giving her dresses left and right, they had to reuse those dresses so that they were crazy stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing with what you learn. I'm a movie enthusiast. I love to watch movies. I love to, read what happened during those movies. And that's what they have. I also found out this was rather interesting. Like, these were all like based off real people. Oh, like, here was another thing. The gentleman that Jeremy Renner's character was based off of, he actually unfortunately had passed away just a couple weeks after the movie was released. And not only that, get this. So, Robert De Niro, Bradley Cooper, and Jennifer Lawrence are no strangers to each other. Oh, no, not at all. So, this is actually their third movie that they have all worked together with. The first movie was the Silver Lining Playbook. And, those guys were there. Bradley Cooper played a man who was going through some sort of manic depression. Jennifer Lawrence's character played a widower who recruits what was his name? Patty. So there you go. Patty, you had, I believe her name was Kat, and who recruits Patty to help her with a dance competition. And Robert De Niro plays Pat's father. So that movie, they star together. Another fast forward, maybe a couple of years later, Joy. Jennifer Lawrence as the leading lady. Bradley Cooper is the person. He's some sort of producer in the network that she was trying to advertise her new mom, and Robert De Niro playing the father there. Now they're in this movie. Now, although Jennifer Lawrence did not have any screen time with Robert De Niro, he was in that movie. He played one of the mafias that wanted to meet the Sheik. You know, the Sheik. They had to meet the Sheik. Jennifer Lawrence did do a scene with Bradley Cooper, basically saying, you know, why are you doing this? Yada yada yada. How dare you? You're ruining my family. You know what? I hope this works for you. You know, things of that nature. Yeah, it was like so many different things of that sort, and this was based off uh, an actual real thing, a real scandal. It says the film is fictionalized, telling the Ab scam, short for Abdul scam, a scandal of the late 70s to early 80s. An FBI operation had begun an investigation of trafficking in stolen property, but was later expanded to include political corruption. It's crazy with this. Um, Also, there's this. The fight scene that takes place in the bedroom between Christian Bale and Jennifer Lawrence is completely improvised. A version of it had been written in the script, but they were struggling to connect with it. So David O. Russell ultimately decided to allow them to say what they wanted. It says that it was Amy's Adams, because there's a little bit of a kiss scene between Amy Lawrence's character, Edith, and Rosaline, Jennifer Lawrence's character, Rosaline, because they meet. They never really meet. They knew of each other, but they never really met until this bathroom scene, which Jennifer goes, we're all beautiful, but we all have something nasty in us. We all, things like that. And believe it or not, that little kiss scene was Amy Adams' idea. It says right here, it was Amy Adams' idea for Jennifer Lawrence to kiss her in the bathroom, which it works out with that. Say. And it goes, and there's another one. This was pretty good. I had to pull this up because I couldn't remember too much. I was afraid I was going to forget. It goes, when Irving confronts Rosalind about Pete, her new mobster boyfriend, and putting a canvas bag over his head, he employs his tactic of saying no to manipulate people. It is subtle in this scene and occurs when Rosalind states that she wants to go to Miami. This is consistent with Irving's goals. However, he begins to throw Rosalind's packed clothes back into the closet to make her more determined to finally leave than ever. It works like that. And get this. According to Louis C.K., who he plays the superior officer of Bradley Cooper's character, they go at it a couple of times, states that the ice fishing story his character tells throughout the film was improvised on the set. An ending of the story was invented but was cut from the final film. CK disclosed it on the Tonight Show of Jay Leto that the ending to the story is that his character's brother defecated on the ice. Oh my god. And and then it states, Carmine was sentenced to 18 months in prison for the bribery charges. The real life figure was convicted but served only 3 years in prison. Crazy, huh? But that's what I learned, and I thought I'd share it to you guys because that's some interesting facts. Like, that's really cool. Like, I never thought that, I just thought it was inspired, but it was like basically very, very fictionalized, inspired by this case, but it wasn't based on like an actual case. This was actually based on a case, but they fictionalized it, of course. But, let me know what you guys think. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I loved every moment of it. It was a funny movie. Really funny.